I'm Sarah Lobigaiga de Rodriguez, an international executive speaking consultant, opera singer, and the founder of Cadenza.
Enchanté.
I've worked as a voice therapist and executive communication consultant for more than 10 years, and I keep meeting clients who struggle to speak clearly and with a confident voice tone, especially at work. Today, I've decided it's time to discuss clear voice tone with you. Did you know that 32% of my new clients notice that their voice is inconsistent and 35% struggle to use the right tone of voice to sound confident? So if you've not yet worked with me to explore how you can improve your voice for your career, this episode is for you. Today, we'll look at the top 6 causes of unconfident voice tone, and then I'll make some recommendations for what you can do if you believe that people underestimate your professional discernment due to your voice tone. Say goodbye to wavering tones and hello to crystal clear communication, even under pressure, and make sure you stick around to the end for some actionable tips. By the way, if you're new to our channel, be sure to subscribe. And if you're already a subscriber, remember to like this video and leave your comments below on the video. Let me know what you think. I'm usually asked, what are voice tone issues a symptom of? Well, voice tone issues at work are usually always the outcome of a vocal skill issue. A mix of factors can cause your voice tone to falter. So if you've been looking to gain an influential and confident sound, this episode will outline some common causes for voice tone issues. And at the end of the video, I'll recommend some solutions for you. So make sure you watch until then. Over on our website, you can also find an extensive blog post that gives you more tips for clear voice. But for now, let's investigate the risk factors that can lead to you sounding less confident. First, we need to define what's voice tone. We can best define voice tone as the sound quality of your voice. There are 3 core voice tone examples that you'll want to understand when it comes to speaking tone today. The first is nasalized voice tone. Nasal voices sound like they do because the bulk of the sound wave passes through the nose rather than being directed to the room via the mouth. Several studies propose that a nasal voice tone reduces speaker likability, persuasiveness among Australian speakers, and even nasalized laughter can come across as contrived. If you want to sound less nasal, assessing your voice is the first step. And our high-performance communication audit includes a comprehensive voice screener alongside an all-out audit of your professional communication. Our second voice tone behaviour relates to a croaky or rough voice tone. A croaky and rough voice is a big red flag for incorrect voice production or damage. A rough sound occurs when the bulk of the sound gets caught in the back of the throat, usually due to excessively tense vocal muscles. Pharyngeal voice tone is not only very bad for the health and integrity of the vocal muscle, but it can also create a vicious circuit. This vocal position increases muscle inflammation and can lead to a voice disorder in many cases. Moreover, beside the medical risks, pharyngeal tone plummets executive presence, credibility, and charisma. The research indicates that speakers prefer smooth, acoustically brilliant sounds and align clear voice tone with increased persuasiveness. A hoarse, croaky, and rough speaking voice is a suboptimal sound that will impact your professional impression management and judge how your listeners view your message. To solve this, you'll need to learn how to calibrate your voice muscle more effectively when speaking. Voice tone training will deal with how to sequence the physical body maneuvers in the voice muscles and the lungs to form smooth air pressure levels and muscle symmetry that creates a polished sound. Our third form of voice tone that we can consider today is clear voice tone, otherwise known as oral resonance. Optimal voice tone production occurs when the bulk of your sound wave is directed forward into the room towards your conversation partner via the mouth cavity without minimal rerouting through the nose, which would create nasal sound, or entrapment at the back of the throat, resulting in a croaky or creaky sound. Good voice use results in a projectable, clear sound and the outcome of correct muscle positioning, ease, and air pressure flow creates this. This sound also supports your message more effectively, making you sound credible, certain, confident, and charismatic. Now, let's consolidate. What are we aiming for when it comes to well-formed voice tone? Mastery of optimal voice comes down to clear voice tone consistency, and vocally skilled speakers can speak with a consistently clear sound in all environments, no matter their mood or comfort level, with all contacts in all scenarios. The voice is a muscle, and as with sports performance, like perfecting your golf swing, effective voice use is just as concrete as a hole in one, and not usually the result of trial and error, but the outcome of skill, practice, and dedication to your technique. Advanced communicators have dependable voices, no matter how nervous or anxious they feel. And that's what sets apart a professional singer, actor, captivating team leader, elite public speaker, or elite CEO from the general public. Despite nerves, high pressure, excess fatigue, they sound shipshape. So I want to share with you that vocal consistency is not something you can hope for. It's something you need to work for, like any skill. Optimal voice tone is a trainable skill, and if you'd like to gain more vocal clout, clarity, and charisma, but you're struggling to identify how to get your voice working, keep watching to learn the factors that could be getting in the way of a confident sound. Clear voice tone is not just physical, it's also behavioural. Communication pressure always disrupts our voice when voice preparation skills are absent. Since vocal consistency tends to drop for most humans in communication risk zones, let's explore some skill barriers that can derail your voice tone and speaking confidence at work. Weak sentence intonation skills. Many speakers need to learn how to achieve a consistent, clear tone across phrases, between clauses, or at sentence endings. How to establish this? Voice tone intonation techniques will train you to suspend a sentence and message to maintain expressive intent until the last word without a vocal cutout. You can also achieve this through vocal breath management drills, which assist in building up stamina to sustain the even airflow required until the very last word of your statement to maintain a smooth sound. Our next voice tone skill barrier relates to performance pressure when self-advocating or being assertive. Most of my clients have goals around increasing their comfort levels when setting barriers, getting through difficult conversations, and being assertive at work. In these settings, it's normal for voice tone to slip in untrained speakers when faced with conflict risks. In this case, voice tone becomes a secondary goal because it would be hard to secure voice clarity if the structure of what you're saying is haywire. How can you fix this barrier? Well, if you notice that your voice is breaking down when speaking with specific conversation partners, like your boss, difficult clients, or verbally aggressive people, self-regulation techniques can help. Social intelligence training for high-risk contexts like assertive interactions can prepare your message so your ideas flow seamlessly and rapport stays intact. With this comes voice tone clarity for most people. Our C-Suite program for emerging leaders assists career professionals to use proven speaking logic templates to guide dicey interactions. You can check that out in the description box below. Our next voice tone skill barrier that I frequently see is cognitive overload while sharing unformed thoughts. Getting a good sound out while speaking can be haphazard when our thoughts go into overdrive, like when we're met with unexpected questions for which we need answers, or if experiencing communication fatigue. When the link between your logical thinking and logical speaking is interrupted, your message flow and sound flow can lose connection, which will almost certainly impact your voice tone. Cognitive hesitations, word-finding difficulties, and more in conversations will have an acoustic impact if not managed properly. Unskilled voice users will sound nervous, anxious, and hesitant in this scenario because topic preparation issues tend to lead to voice tone discombobulation. If difficult questions, complex topics, or racing thoughts set off a croaky tone for you, as well as gasping breath or voice volume difficulties, you've found a primary goal for your communication skills, and that is logical flow training. Our C-Suite program at Cadenza gives career communication training, dedicating an entire module to training logical plug-and-play structures with tools that strengthen cognitive poise and comfort, even if you're feeling paralyzed bewilderment about how to respond to a work colleague, client, or contact. The outcome? You'll garner positive impacts on your professional reputation management and credibility if you integrate the link between the flow of your thoughts. The capacity to overcome physical timing pressures while speaking and sound eloquent will also increase your speaking confidence. Our next voice tone skill barrier relates to challenges with vocal projection technique. Insufficient speech volume tends to cause message breakdowns. Firstly, inaudible messages don't get across acoustically and cognitively because volume enables us to project over noise as much as helping us express the intensity and emphasis needed for our message. Here's another fact that bears consideration. Did you know that people perceived as more competent in the corporate sector almost indefinitely use a higher voice volume than those seen as less secure? So there is a bias at work around voice volume. Speak too softly and chances are your ideas will land poorly. Leaders and ambitious career professionals must learn to project their voice with exceptional tone and power. So I've linked a blog post on how to improve your voice projection. Make sure you check it out in the comments below. Postural symmetry is a crucial indicator of voice tone success. That's why opera singers don't stand like Neanderthals on stage. The outlying structures encasing the vocal ligament set up your voice tone. Neck position, muscle tension levels, alignment and stance all impact how well you can calibrate your airflow and voice muscle symmetry. Body positioning alone can make or break your voice tone. We've prepared a complete tutorial outlining how to carry yourself for confident communication, where you can pick up some practical posture cues that you can incorporate to improve your equilibrium and symmetry when communicating and speaking. You can find a link to this video up here, I believe, and also in the description box below, so make sure you check it out. Our next voice tone skill barrier relates to voice-specific performance anxiety. So far, you've learnt that effective self-regulation can positively impact your vocal consistency. But what can we do about the negative repercussions of performance anxiety on the voice? Well, performance anxiety management needs to include specialized voice tone strategies. If your voice clams up on stage in stand-up meetings or while public speaking, don't pass it off as just performance anxiety. All performers are anxious on stage, The difference between an elite singer or speaker and the general public is that they've learnt to separate their tone from their stage anxiety. It took me several years as a young opera singer to master this fear and performance pressure on stage so that I could regulate my breathing and exhibit advanced singing skills like high notes, acting and character development, singing languages other than English in tune and on time. Now, I'm pleased to tell you that you won't need to do as much work as an opera singer to show up on stage when speaking or at work with vocal consistency, because opera singers are the elite astrophysicists of the vocal performance world. But some essential strategies to regulate nervous performance anxiety so that your voice tone is secure will build up your confidence and sound on stage and in high pressure settings. I strongly encourage you to work on performance anxiety management strategies with someone qualified to assist you specifically with the voice tone needs as much as the artistic and communication science of captivating speaking. Learn how to warm up your voice, then learn how to use it. Achieving an impeccable voice tone is a double-edged sword because many communication performance pressure factors and technique factors can trip us up. The first step to achieving a clean, clear voice tone and increasing your consistency while speaking at work is to learn how to warm up your voice and then get some solid training in voice projection, tone, expression, monotone reduction, and vocal charisma tactics. There's lots of research into this area, by the way. Now let's consider some recommended voice tone strategy goals. I want to inspire you with some suitable voice skill goals to consider if you're aspiring to a crystal clear voice tone that never fails you, even when nervous. Build the voice muscle stamina, calibration and symmetry while speaking through voice tone drills to reduce a croaky sound or inconsistent qualities so you always sound clear no matter whom you're speaking with and no matter the environment, mood or topic. Increase vocal expression if you're inclined to sound monotone. If you're compressing access to your breath chamber or experiencing excess musculoskeletal tension in your torso, chest and neck regions, you'll be unable to maintain tonal consistency. Owning your voice means you can know how to maneuver your voice muscles to achieve optimal sound production, as well as how to time your message at the best possible moment to create an advantageous sound wave, because that will always impact how you feel about the message you're delivering and will have repercussions for whether your listener finds your message interesting, charismatic, or believable. Did you find this topic and training helpful? I'm utterly obsessed with boosting your communication confidence, which is why I scrupulously researched corporate communication tactics for over a decade and created the total fix for your career communication. And it all begins with my high performance communication audit. So if you want to take your communication in daily life further to increase your professional speaking polish so you can achieve the career outcomes you want, you should consider this audit. I've left a link to all the details on my website, so be sure to check it out. If you've enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe and click like. I hope you found this voice tone strategy topic helpful for your professional communication and life. Please let me know what other topics you'd like to hear about in the comments section, and I'll be mindful to incorporate your suggestions into new videos for you. See you soon, thanks for watching, and ciao for now.